Hello everyone, the Army of Otters here, and today we're going to be doing a quick guide on the quest Bleed Me Dry. Now for this, I recommend having 90 barter, which will get us an extra 1200 caps. 50 repair is helpful, but I'll show you how to get around Vault 22, and also having really good weapons, because we have to fight a lot of difficult enemies. Now, we start this quest at the Thorn, which you saw on the minimap. Talk to Red Lucy, I already talked to her, but just talk about how you want to help out the Thorn, and she'll send you on a quest to get giant Mantis Eggs. And this will take us to Vault 22. And here's the location of Vault 22, just west of the Thorn. Now, if you don't know, you actually don't need to get the piles of eggs. You only need to get 12 eggs, but usually getting the piles is easier. Now, the reason I recommended 50 repair is because then you can fix the elevator in Vault 22, which makes navigating a lot easier. But I'm going to assume you don't have 50 repair, and I'll show you where to go in order to get the eggs, because it is not straightforward. But I am going to speed it up here, just so we can move the video along quicker, and we're at 2 times speed, so if you need to slow it down, do that. Basically, go all the way to the bottom level using the staircase, and come over here to the Overseer's office. On this terminal, there's 3 doors that you can unlock. Our target is the crew quarters, but you might as well go ahead and unlock everything while you're here. And then after that, make your way downstairs. As you can see here, I'm just going to jump off. Now, of course, normally when you come here, there's going to be a lot of enemies. I've already cleared out the vault, so that makes it a bit easier. Then on our right, we can see the Vault 22 cave keycard in this first bedroom. You want to pick that up, and then we want to leave. Now make your way back up to the floor above us, the 3rd floor, and from there we can access the caves where the Mantis Eggs are. And we go up, and then we want to go up the stairs, go to your right, go all the way to the end of the hallway into this room. Then there's going to be a terminal next to the door. Activate it, and using the key card, we can unlock the door, disengage the lock. Now, I wanted to mention, if you fix the elevator, you want to go all the way to the bottom floor, and then there's going to be a staircase, and you want to use that staircase, and that'll take you to that door right here. So this takes you to the very bottom floor, which is inaccessible without using the elevator or using the door there. Now, if we go back across from the door, if we go right instead of left, we will find the Mantis Eggs. Of course, after this, we just want to retrace our steps in order to get out of the vault. But as I was saying, if you know like a good location for mantises, then you can actually go there, collect 12 eggs, and that'll turn into a pile of eggs, and you can give that to Lucy instead. However, that might take more time than just navigating to the places she recommends. After that, we will return to Lucy, and we'll give her the eggs. With 50 barter, we can convince her to give us an extra 100 caps, which is pretty good. Now, we can do this throughout the quest, but eventually the barter becomes higher, so you'll need higher barter in order to get more caps. Our next location is the mountains north of Good Springs, where we can find Radscorpion Eggs. Now, there were a ton of Radscorpions here for me, so do be careful in this area. And here are the eggs, just north of Good Springs Cemetery. There's also a dead mercenary who had some okay loot on him. Then we can go back to Red Lucy. That one is really easy, and give her the Radscorpion Eggs. And with 60 barter, we can get more caps. After this, she needs Fire Gecko Eggs, and will send us to Bootjack Cavern. Now, this is actually an unmarked location. It is by Lucky Gem Mine. However, it's on the western side of the mountains, so it's best to approach it from the west, from Novak or from Searchlight. It's right here in the middle of the highway, and you'll kind of see up here there will usually be fire geckos surrounding it. Now, in here, there were a plethora of fire geckos. I've already cleared this cave once, but obviously they respawned in mass, so kill all of the fire geckos. Do be careful. Again, having really good weapons would be preferable. I'm using the survivalist rifle for most of this playthrough. Then we went back to Lucy and gave her the eggs, and with 70 barter, we can get more caps. After this, she will tell us to get Night Stalker eggs, and she'll tell us to go to Bloodborne Cave. Now, I had a lot of issues at this cave because every time I tried to enter, my game crashed. It took me about 5 attempts to finally get in, and I really have no clue if it was just lucky or if this actually had an effect. But what I did was I crouched, approached the cave slowly, and held down the enter button until the game loaded. I was trying all kinds of things because the game kept crashing. I was very surprised when it finally worked, But hey, it did work, and I was very happy. There was a Night Stalker caught in the wall there, but pretty easy to navigate. The eggs are actually immediately to your left as you enter the cave, but then you have to take the long way out because we cannot leave from the way we came. Also, just want to note, inside this cage there's a lot of caps, but do be careful because there's a booby trap. And then with 80 barter, we can again increase our reward. And with that, we get our most difficult task yet, Cazador Eggs. We have to go to the far western part of the map in Red Rock Canyon. However, to access Red Rock Canyon, you actually need to go to Jacobstown and not Red Rock Canyon. So, and when I spawned at Jacobstown, the super mutant was fighting a Cazador. Now, I saw there was an enemy behind me. It was just a bighorner. And the super mutant fucking died because he was poisoned by the Cazador. I just found that really humorous. He just stood there as his life came to an end. That poor lad. He just accepted his fate. Anyways, as you approach the area, there's going to be a ton of Cazadors. Hug this mountain and just keep on going. Kind of follow the mountain, and eventually it'll curve back around and you'll be heading towards the south-southwest. And there's a lot of Cazadors. My tips for Cazadors are bring fire or shoot their wings, as you see here. Now, obviously, the survivalist rifle is really good, but any kind of rifle would be effective against them. Target their wings and vats, and then try to burn them with fire. The only problem with using fire completely, or only using a flamethrower, is a couple of Cazadors might break through and get a hit on you, and then they'll poison you. So make sure you bring some anti-venom too. Now, for this big pack of Cazadors, I used a large mini nuke, and that was really effective. I killed all of them. And then we can go up here and get the eggs, which are somehow still intact. I think in reality they would be turned to mush. Also worth mentioning, there's a dead super mutant in that area that has a fat man on him. And then with 90 barter, we can increase our cap, so really good. And then we get the most difficult challenge yet, Deathclaw Eggs. Now there's two places you can go, Quarry Junction or Dead Wind Cavern. However, I think Quarry Junction is easier, personally, but I decided to do Dead Wind Cavern because, according to Red Lucy, this is the easier option. However, I think Red Lucy is high off her rocker because I really do think Quarry Junction is a lot easier just because it's a wide open space. You can kind of attack the Deathclaws from numerous angles, and in Dead Wind Cavern, you're going to be at close quarters combat. There's going to be a pack of Deathclaws outside of the cave, and this cave is located right next to Prim Pass, west of Novak and east of Prim. It is accessible from both places. Now inside, there's going to be a lot of Deathclaws, and I almost died, but I was able to barely survive, and I killed this pack with the survivalist rifle. Now for the remaining Deathclaws, I was not equipping my armor for some reason, just because I'm a badass, and also I was using mini nukes. I use the low yield mini nukes on the Deathclaws. I find it to be very effective. I target their legs in vats, and that prevents the mini nukes from hitting the ceiling. So that is my recommendation, and I just kind of keep wiping them off one by one, and it's pretty easy. Then we can make our way down. There's the Deathclaw mother, and then here are the Deathclaw eggs. Again, I think Quarry Junction is easier, especially if you don't have a bunch of mini nukes to spare. But if you have some low-yield mini nukes, you might as well use them here. Go back to Red Lucy, and she'll give you 2,500 bottle caps, along with Dinner Bell, which is a unique and freaking awesome shotgun. And you did it. You have completed Bleed Me Dry. This is one of my favorite quests in the entire game. And also, as another little reward, Red Lucy kind of becomes our girlfriend, I guess, in a weird way. But yeah, you can have relations with Red Lucy now, if you so desire. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video of one of my favorite quests in the game. I hope you enjoy playing it as much as I did. Until next time.